Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Audrey and today we're playing on my island of Gingersnap for our last day of... This is our last day on Gingersnap. I don't know what I was trying to say earlier, but that's what I was trying to say. So the idea here was that I made a video on this island every day up until Christmas, and it is the 24th. So that means tomorrow is Christmas, and that means tomorrow I'm going to have to do a tour for you guys. And yeah, so I'm a little emotional that I'm going to have to do a tour and that Gingersnap, it's going to be over. There's no more Gingersnap after this. Now, I will say this is kind of me like wrapping everything up. I'm not doing anything too big. I'm not doing anything too major. We do the campsite. That completely slipped my mind. That was not something I had in, that was not something that was in the forefront of my mind of what was going to be on this island, because when I think of Christmas, I don't think of camping. I'm sure some of you do, but I don't really like the cold, and so the idea of camping in the cold sounds not great to me. So that's why I just shoved it on the beach. All right, that's where it went, and that's where it's gonna stay. It's on the beach. You know how I love to just put things I don't know what to do with on the beach. It's the Animal Crossing way. But I did keep all of my flowers on the beach. That's a little hack for you. If you don't know, flowers generally spread when they're on the land, but when they're on the beach, they don't. So that's why everybody keeps all their flowers on the beach, so they don't spread and grow wildly out of control. Speaking of flowers growing wildly out of control, you're going to see me do this a lot. I'm gonna have to pick up a lot of flowers that did in fact grow wildly out of control. Now, today I was cleaning up on the beach, and yesterday I said, like, hey, I'm not gonna do any more villager hunts because I've kind of grown fond of Plucky. Well, guess what happened? I was just here living my life, and Plucky had a thought bubble. You'll see it at some point. I think it's coming up soon. Plucky had a thought bubble, and I was like, well, shoot. The world is telling me that I need to go on a villager hunt, and I did, and I can't believe it that, see, look, she just had a thought bubble, and I was like, all right, I guess that's what we're doing. We're gonna go on a villager hunt. So very soon, we're going on our final villager hunt on Gingersnap. I know, don't get too emotional. Maybe it's just me that's getting emotional, but oh my gosh, the journey. We've come so far together, and it's coming to a close. It's totally fine. I did not record myself speaking, so you're gonna have to do a voiceover villager hunt with me instead of a live one, because I did not anticipate a villager hunt, and my throat was bothering me, and I was like, I'm not about to start yelling on the camera. So well, we go ahead and get this villager hunt started. Now we're moving at a regular pace, but it feels like it's an ultra slow-mo. I'll kind of tell you about the villagers I want. I don't have a formal list. I just want them to be generally pretty wintry, pretty festive, very fun. You know, I like the white ones, I like the brown ones, and I like red ones, especially on this island. And that's kind of all I'm going for. I don't really have anything set in mind. I will say, if you look at my list of villagers, I wouldn't say it screams Christmas. It might seem kind of wintry because they're all kind of white and blue, but yeah, I'm not anything too picky here. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you who we saw, and it was so fun and exciting. This is our first island here that the dodos brought us to, and I was really hoping for something good because I did not want to be villager hunting all day. So I was like, all right, they'll do me a solid here. I know these dodos. They'll help me out, you know? They'll totally help me out. And they gave me this pink bird. She's great, just not for me. So we're gonna go ahead and skip that one. Here we are on the second island. Let's see what the Animal Crossing gods have graced us with today. And it is a monkey. It's a monkey. No thanks. Sorry. And here we have, hopefully it's somebody good. Oh, not somebody good. Oh, and we got Norma. She's great. Don't really need her though, but she's great. I'm sure somebody else would love to have her. I just don't want her on Gingersnap. Who's next? Tell me, Wilbur. Oh, no thanks. Sorry. She's cute though. We got Diana. Now, I did already know that. Like I said, this was voiceover Audrey, so this is me in the future, and you're watching me in the past. Does that make sense? Anyways, I really was conflicted because I love Diana and I may have passed up on her before because she's very pink, but I had other things to do and she was like white. Like she's generally fairly wintry and she kind of gives that like cold girl vibe, you know, when you're cold and like your ears are pink and your cheeks are pink. She kind of gives that. So I was like, you know what? We're taking Diana. She's going on to Gingersnap. This is her life. This is where she belongs now. And honestly, her house like fit in to where Plucky's spot was. Her house fits in there really well. So I was really glad with how that all turned out. And now we're going to get back to me back on the grind here. You know, cleaning up. So here I am cleaning up. I do move the campsite to this little spot here. It was so perfect the way it was. I know we had that little laundry spot there, but it is no longer there. I have moved it because I didn't know where else we were going to put the campsite. I also didn't even put that campsite sign down that belongs on like every single island. You know, the campsite sign. I didn't even put that down. I can't believe it. Who even am I? I'm not even committed to the campsite sign anymore. But this is an extension. I almost said an extenuation, which I don't think is a word, but it's an extension of the campsite up there. Here's the laundry spot. Like I said, I just moved it. I didn't get rid of it. It's okay. You know, she's still here. She's still alive, and we still love her. We didn't get rid of her. We just moved her. And I could not imagine washing my clothes in the snow. I feel like they would freeze, like, while you're doing it. Your hands would be so cold. Oh, my God. I didn't even think about that. That's one of the worst parts about winter is when your hands are so cold. But I'm on the beach here. I'm just putting down some flowers and some weeds. The flowers don't grow on the beach, so it's nice that you can just put them there. Weeds do grow, unfortunately, on the beach, but it's okay. And I do fully decorate the beaches, which I was kind of proud of that I accomplished that much by fully decorating the beaches. It's not much, like it's mostly the weeds and the flowers, but here and there I have some decorations interspersed. I don't know, to me that makes an island feel so much more full. I don't like when you just have these blank beaches. Like, at least it looks like I cared about them. And we had plenty of time. I was afraid we wouldn't have the time, but I really didn't take that many days of like not really doing anything productive on the island. I was pretty productive every single day, and we finished all of the building yesterday, which I was completely shocked that we got all of it done like that. I was so happy and proud of myself because it's not like I had to finish all the builds and then do all this little, you know, cherry on top stuff. No, I finished all the builds and then I could just focus today, like all my efforts on making sure the whole island looks really good, which required a lot of cleanup. It was minimal cleanup. Like, I tried to make it so there wouldn't be a lot of cleanup as I went, but you know, you can't help it. Sometimes there's going to be cleanup, and that's just how it is. And I'm making a little projector theater here. You know, now I know that I put the theater projector facing the wrong way, and I've already saved the dream address, and I'm just gonna leave it there. I just don't care enough to change it. But I just love this little projection scheme. Do you see the film projector? It's facing the wrong way, so that's a little embarrassing, but I don't care all that much. I'm just gonna leave it, you know. But I was excited to do these beaches because the whole time I really wanted to do them, and I actually did get to them, which I was shocked. Like, maybe I shouldn't have been so shocked that I actually finished this island, because I literally made a video on it every single day. I had no choice but to be very productive, but it was a lot, you know. Gingersnap, she was kind of stressful. She was kind of a lot, but I did not know that I was capable of decorating a whole island this quickly. So now I know that I'm capable of that. However, I hope that in the future I don't like overestimate my abilities now. Like, I hope this doesn't give me like too much confidence. You know what I mean? I hope I still have like the right amount of confidence, or maybe I just continue to be realistic. I hope I'm realistic after this. I just have a feeling this has made me overconfident, which is could be a problem. We'll find out. Maybe it won't be a problem. Who knows? We'll see. This is just a cute little picnic. I love in Animal Crossing, if you don't know what to put, you just slap a picnic down and it's perfect. It's beautiful because there's all these cute little picnic items that they did just for us, little cottage core girlies. That was difficult to say. I can't believe that. Even though, you know, everybody puts picnics on their islands. I can't think of a theme where a picnic doesn't fit. All right? I can't think of a single one. If you can, let me know. But I feel like a picnic, just slap a picnic on it. You know what I mean? You know how in Bravest Warriors, they said like throw a blanket over it? Animal Crossing's version of throwing a blanket over it is throwing a picnic blanket over it and just putting a picnic down. Honestly. Also, I need to tell you guys a story. So I am coming to you from the future, and I filmed the island tour of Gingersnap a day ahead. So then I could spend Christmas with, my family, because that's what people generally do on Christmas. And I went to save the footage. I renamed the footage, right? I went to rename the footage and save it in a different place so it's easier to find. And my Elgato capture just like crashed, and I was like, well, that's not good. And so I closed it and restarted it. I could have waited for it to respond, but like, who has the time? I sure don't. And I opened it back up, and it was gone. My whole tour was gone. So I wasted like 30 minutes of my life filming a tour, and that felt great. Let me tell you, it felt so good that happened to me. Just kidding. It wasn't the worst thing in the world, but man, I'm just shocked that the first time I lost a ton of footage was quite literally the last day. Like, I'm glad it didn't happen any other time, because it totally could have, and it could have been way worse. Like, so I'm glad that, it happened how it happened. However, sometimes it's still frustrating when, technology has come so far. You know what I mean? Like, imagine how, like, my computer, I have more technology sitting on my desk than was in this spaceship that flew to the moon for the first time. Okay? I'm telling you right now, this machine sitting on my desk could get you to the moon, yet somehow my Elgato crashes on it. Explain that to me, okay? Anyways, I'm just being dramatic. It's okay. It was only 30 minutes of footage. Like, had it aired out like today, this was 3 hours of me fixing this island. I probably would have, I don't know, and I don't think we want to know what I would have done if that had happened. But I am cleaning out these flowers. They really grew out of hand, and I thought I was careful, and I thought I put down quite a few transparent patterns, but I guess I did not do as good of a job as I thought. I still did decent of a job. It could have been way worse. Same with rocks, ended up being such an issue. They kept spawning up in weird places, and so I had to just break them all like right before I saved the dream address. But it was so funny that there's just like barely any room for rocks. So any spot a rock could have thought about going, it definitely went there, like right here, like right in the center of my path. It doesn't look that bad, but I feel like rocks have a time and a place, and Gingersnap is not the time nor the place for a rock, I just don't think they fit, so I knocked them all down. Also, this kind of weather, this skylight situation was my favorite for Gingersnap, and this is actually what I wanted. However, you wouldn't be able to see the illuminated items, so it saved more in like a nighttime situation. But luckily for all of us, the snow is so bright that it's still somewhat easy to see what's going on even when it's dark outside, because that's kind of the issue with Animal Crossing when it's dark, is you can't really see what's going on. But because the snow is so bright white, I feel like it goes really well. So I didn't worry about it too much. I thought, everything's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be all right. But this is the flower cleaning section, like I've said multiple times. I just can't believe. Imagine if I was less careful, the amount of flowers I would have had to clean up by now. This is why Meadowcore is like honestly probably the best build to do, or the best theme to do, because if your flowers get out of hand, it's fine. You know what I mean? Like, it's meant to do that. This is not meant to do that. Also, I replaced some of the trees, and they were not fully grown, so we're just going to ignore that. We're just going to let it be the way that it is, and we're not going to talk about it. Also, the flowers kept breeding purple and blue flowers, and I was like, who gave you the right? Who gave you the right to be purple and blue on this holiday-themed island, okay? I only said that you could be red and white, and here they are popping up strange colors? I didn't say they could do that. I don't know who told them they could do that, because it wasn't me, that's for sure. It's okay. You know, Gingersnap still came out pretty good. I also never decorated Marshall's house, so I had to go ahead and do that really quick. I had really limited items, and I was not about to go pick up a bunch or order a bunch or make a bunch. It just didn't seem worth it at this point. And I was like, we will make do, and she will look good. You know, Gingersnap, she's gonna look good no matter what we do. So that's exactly what I did. I mean, I don't know if she looks that good, but you know, it looks decent, and that's all that matters, is if it looks pretty good, because that's what we're going for. We're going for pretty good. I also originally intended to dig up all those fossil spots and pick up all the sticks, but to be honest, they don't look that bad in my opinion, so I just left them there. I thought they'd be fine if I would just leave them there. But do you see all the rocks everywhere? Oh my gosh, they drive me crazy. I hate the rocks. Like I said, they don't belong on this island, but like I have a Japanese themed island. That is where rocks belong. Okay, rocks belong on those Japanese themed islands, especially if you want to have like a Japanese garden. Rocks are very important to those for the decor of a Japanese garden, because they represent mountains, I believe. I am not sure. This is a whole tangent that I'm sure is not that interesting. It would be if we were talking about Komorebi, but we're not talking about Komorebi. We're talking about Gingersnap. Oh my gosh, speaking of Gingersnap, a cookie sounds so good right now. I love a cookie. You know, I love a good cookie. Do you guys ever eat gingerbread men or gingerbread cookies? I feel like I associate them with Christmas, but I rarely eat them. I don't know why. I just they're not around. Maybe they're not that good. Well, I do know those like store-bought gingerbread houses that you can build, those never taste good, but like, I mean, that's to be expected. I don't judge all gingerbread just based on those little houses that you pre-buy, you know. I can I'll give them a fair shot at some point. I'm sure I have eaten them, I just can't recall, you know. And sometimes you can't recall, and that's totally fine. It's part of life. You know, we forget things. Unfortunately, for all of us, we forget things. I forget so much. I'm very forgetful. But yeah, I was kind of just walking around the island a little bit here, just making sure everything looked good. And then I went ahead and re-stunted the trees in the Christmas tree farm because I failed to stunt them properly in the first place. I know it's all my fault. I just forget in my mind, if you put any sapling there, it's totally fine, but it's not. You can't just put any sapling you want. It specifically has to be like a fruit sapling behind the trees to stunt them. So I stunted the trees how I wanted. I broke all the rocks, and then I went ahead and I saved the dream address. After this, so you're going to see me just do a little bit extra, a little bit more blitzing around the island, and I just can't believe that this is like my last time playing on the island. We had so much fun together. The memories that we created here on Gingersnap, I just can't believe that it's coming to an end. But I'm going to be making a lot more videos in the new year. I'm probably not going to be making another video until after the new year, but that's okay. We have so much, you know, that is not that far away, and we're going to be spending so much time together next year, because I'm gonna miss hanging out with you guys. I feel like we hung out basically every day, and now I'm not gonna see you guys, and that's crazy to think about if you put it that way. So yeah, we're coming to an end. You're gonna see the tour tomorrow on Christmas. So I did successfully make a video on Gingersnap every day up until Christmas. I did successfully finish the island, and the whole thing came to a perfect close, and it's so fun and exciting. So yeah, come back tomorrow to check out the tour. I'll see you guys next time.